Here's your official welcome, everybody, to How to Book Premium Clients with Simple Marketing. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anne Duplessis, be your host for today, and this is a masterclass for coaches and consultants. Now, I'm not going to wait. There's a few people who have been on here for like 10 minutes already, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. Okay. Now, this is not a sales pitch. This is not one of those webinars where I'm just trying to sell you my stuff. The purpose of this webinar, or workshop rather, is to actually give you some value and to be helpful. So I want to get this little section out of the way really, really quickly. And that if you like what I have to say and you want to chat, maybe you decide you want my help, book a call with me. Okay, I'm going to pop my calendar link in the chat. You're welcome to book a call with me. Okay, but like I said, my intent here is not to make this a sales pitch whatsoever. So moving along swiftly. Running a business, as I'm sure you all know, is super complicated. It's confusing. There are so many different things to consider, so many different options. I mean, you've got to look at, do you follow your passion or do you follow what's selling? You got to decide who it is that you want to help, what it is exactly that you're going to sell those people, how to price it. Do you set up a website? Do you print flyers? Do you go to networking events? How do you market your business? What do you need to get your business up and running? What are all the strategies that you need to be able to book clients and get things rolling, right? And I think this picture of this guy in the slide here sums it up pretty well. It's totally like mind draining, right? And honestly, when you start investigating all of your options, there is so much noise. There is so much noise in the marketplace from everyone telling you what to do. It's completely overwhelming. Okay, sometimes you just want to hide your face or bury your head in the sand, right? There's conflicting advice because when you start looking around at ideas and the various strategies that you can implement, everyone's strategies are the best in their opinion, right? You have all these people saying, this is how you get to 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures. And then on the other hand, you'll find another coach or consultant who's like, no, that's not the way to do it. You need to do it this way. So the end result of that is you get complete information overload and probably shiny object syndrome, right? Because what happens is you'll try one person's strategy for a little while and maybe it doesn't work, and you'll try the next strategy and you'll try the next strategy. Okay, I'm sure there's many of you that can resonate with this. You've also got to consider, are you going to go high ticket or are you going to start with low ticket, right? How much are you going to charge for your services and how much are people going to be willing to pay you? How much money do you need to make every month in order to, have a comfortable lifestyle? Then you need to think about, are you going to go with one-to-one coaching? Are you going to do group coaching? Are you going to start a membership? Then you've got lead magnets. How are you going to market your business? Workshops. Are you going to do webinars? Are you going to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram? Like, as you can hear, so many different things and so many options, and it's completely overwhelming. Drop me an A in the chat if you have felt overwhelmed at any point when trying to decide how to run your business and how to get going. I'm seeing a lot of A's. Leo, Mark, Wayne, Tristan, Chloe, Mega, Jeffrey, everyone is saying, I know, I was exactly the same myself. It's so overwhelming and confusing. I'd like to introduce you to Jenny. Okay, Jenny is a coach who is super passionate about helping her clients. All right, she's excellent at what she does. She's a really amazing kind of person and doesn't want to let anyone down. She builds a lot of reciprocity because that's just who she is, and she knows it's kind of the right thing to do. She's tried all the strategies. She spends a lot of time marketing herself on social media. She's in all the groups, commenting on people's posts, you know, trying to make friends on the socials. And she watches tons of free trainings and webinars. She helps people for free, but for whatever reason, she's just never able to sell her services. Now, Jenny sits there sometimes and, you know, she sees other coaches crushing it online. And she often asks why it seems so easy for others to make money, yet she can't even get one client. She feels like maybe they're just lucky. Maybe they have better content. Maybe they're just better at sales. Maybe they've got something that she doesn't have. And she's right. There are certain things that they have in place that she doesn't have, but it doesn't mean to say she can't get that in place for herself, right? Jenny struggles with a lot of price shoppers. So people, whenever she enters into any kind of, you know, sales conversation with someone, all they're really looking for is the price, and she'll give it to them and then they'll disappear and they'll move on to the next person. And before you know it, she's seen they've signed up with another coach. That is a big indicator that her offer is lacking something, or perhaps they don't trust her. She doesn't have that credibility, that authority in her marketplace, or perhaps there's something about her program or her process that they don't trust, right? Another problem that Jenny has is she is basically trying to sell the wrong things. She tries to sell how much it is she loves her services. She's got her credentials listed all over the place, you know, like on LinkedIn. People seem to love putting all their credentials in there in their about section. They have all these certifications and qualifications. And while that's a really good thing to have, honestly, your perfect clients don't care, right? You got to make it about them. She also tries to sell how much time and access you get to her. And, you know, all of this stuff, it's not what people want. Her content, it's also vague, it's fluffy, it's like filler stuff. She posts for the sake of posting to stay visible. She shares educational stuff and she shares a lot of tips. And she thinks she might be doing a good job, but she's actually not, because the reality is people go to Google for tips, right? You can Google pretty much anything and get some kind of education or tips. Okay, and that's not what your clients want. What they want and what they need is transformation and solutions. So Jenny doesn't have a clear target market. She's trying to help too many different types of people with too many different types of things. She's scared to pick a niche. She's scared to, you know, pick a certain problem. And because of that, she's limiting herself and she's not actually serving the people who she should be serving. She hasn't developed a specific, clear process to guide her clients through. She offers those one-off sessions, fixed number of months. Effectively, she's still trying to trade time for money. And I'm sure most of you on here will know that that is not an effective way to set up your business, okay? When you trade time for money and you're selling hourly or monthly packages, you're basically giving yourself another job and you'll never have time freedom, okay? Because when you're trading time for money, people don't see the value in that. And you're going to have to work a hang of a lot of hours to be able to make enough money to live. And I don't know about you, but when I started my business, it was because I wanted more freedom, more flexibility, more time for my kids, more time to ride my bike because that's what I love to do, right? I don't want to trade time for money. She's tried all the marketing strategies. She doesn't give away the farm in her content. She holds back because she's scared that people might try and steal whatever it is she has, you know, to sell. And that's not the truth. People might try and copy, but no one can copy you, right? Who you are. You've got to remember that your people are magnetically drawn to you and the way you do things, the way you talk about things. So if you put a lot of detail about how you help people and your processes, sure, you might get rip-offs trying to rip you off, but they'll never really rip you off. Okay. She also feels like she needs to get clients before she can invest in getting help, even though she's scared of failure and she knows that something needs to change and she doesn't know what that is. But if Jenny had to invest in coaching and someone to help guide her and show her the way, solve all of those problems. Now, just drop me a yes in the comments if you can resonate with Jenny at all. And while you're doing that, I want to tell you a scary fact. Most coaches make less than $25,000 per year. Most of them make less than $25,000 per year. There's only 1% of coaches who make over $100,000 in a year. And when you think about how many coaches and consultants there are out there, it's a very, very, very low percentage. Okay. And $1,000 a year is $8,333 per month. It's not a lot of money, not at all. So to be quite honest, it actually doesn't take a lot to get into that 1%. And that is why we are here today. And that is why I am doing this workshop. Okay, because I don't want you to be in the majority. I want you to be in the 1%. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Mark, Sharon, Tristan, Karen, Chloe. Welcome, Karen. I haven't said hello to you yet. Michelle M. Nice to see you here. Andy, Creeper. Everyone's saying yes. Wayne, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So, Mark, yes. Michelle, yes. So pretty much everyone here can resonate with Jenny and what she's experiencing and the things that she's going through. So the good news is booking clients can be simple. And in fact, for those of you who are more logical than creative, you're going to like this next part because there's a formula for it. All right, there's a formula for booking clients. And the formula is DC plus IO plus MM. When you have every single one of those parts right, you're going to get consistent clients. Now I'm going to leave you guessing a little bit because I just like to do that. And I'm going to continue and we'll get back to what those stand for in a little while from now. Okay. But basically, once you get every single piece, and you have to have every single piece of that formula correct to be able to book consistent clients. Okay. Now, I'd like to introduce you to somebody else. This is Zoe, and she is the successful coach. All right, she is the 1% in the 1%, and she used to be just like Jenny. But the difference with Zoe is she broke through all of those fears that were holding her back. She figured out exactly who her dream client is. And that is the person who gets the absolute best results from working with her. And she loves to work with them in return, right? She developed a proven process to guide her clients through. She has positioned herself as the expert and the authority. She is the go-to person in her niche. And because she stands out, she doesn't have to worry about competition. Okay. She doesn't get drowned, she doesn't get drowned out by the noise of all the other people doing similar coaching to what she does. Zoe uses her personal branding to connect authentically with her audience. What that means is she doesn't hold back who she is as a real person. She doesn't try and create a fake online persona. She doesn't try and pretend to be someone who she's not because she's worried about people not liking the real her. She owns who she is. She is 100% Zoe. And when you use your personal brand in your marketing and you just be yourself, you're going to magnetically draw other people to you who are just like you. It's powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. Okay. She holds nothing back in her content. She goes into great detail about exactly how she helps her clients, the results that she helps them achieve, how her process works, her methodologies. She gives it all away in her content. And she's not worried she's not worried about people plagiarizing her because, like I said just now, no one can copy who you really are and the things that you actually do. They can try, but they'll never get it right. Zoe's 100% ethical and outcomes driven. She's super passionate about getting her clients the results that she promises, and she'll work with them until she gets those results. Okay. So now you are probably wondering what the strategy is behind her success, right? But before we move on to that, drop me a hell yes if you want to be like Zoe, if you want to be the 1%. Harry, Mark, Andy, Lavinia, Michelle, 1% all the way. Absolutely. Sharon, Amanda, Mark. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we all want to be in the 1%. What is the strategy behind Zoe's success? First thing she did, she worked through her imposter syndrome. Big problem. I've been there myself, right? And the thing that I learned about imposter syndrome is only people who can actually do what they say they can do suffer from imposter syndrome. I've never met anyone who's one of those fake gurus who just, talks a good game and can't deliver. They never seem to suffer with imposter syndrome. It's the strangest thing. So if you have imposter syndrome, it's okay. And you can work through it, right? Once Zoe worked through it, she stepped into her power and she claimed her status as an expert. Now think about it. If you don't have confidence within yourself to get your clients results, there's no ways you can expect prospects to have confidence in you, right? Now, if you enter into a sales conversation with a prospect, most of the time, they're not going to be 100% confident in you while you're having that conversation, whether it's an actual conversation or chat or whatever the case is. So you need to be so confident and certain within yourself that you actually loan them some of your confidence. And then through that is how they will make the decision to work with you and get to where they want to go. Gamu says, I'm happy to hear that. I thought there was something wrong with me. Absolutely not. Jeffrey, currently working through imposter syndrome. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So she stepped into her power. She worked through that imposter syndrome. She claimed her status as expert. All right. The next thing she did was she put her fear of losing business aside and she went all in on solving one problem for one type of client, okay, based on her expertise. Okay, so first she claimed her expertise, all right? She put her stake in the ground and she's like, this is what I'm really good at. Then she went and she decided who she was going to help and how she was going to help them. All right. And she put aside all the rest of the stuff that she could maybe do and the things that she could maybe help people with. Okay. What this does is it makes everything else super simple. She spent time researching her dream clients. I have to tell you, the difference between success and failure is how well you know your perfect client. All right. Market research is critical. And I know it's tedious. It's not a nice process. It can be so boring, but it is critical. You need to know and understand your market better than they know themselves so that you can connect with them and you know what problems they have that need solving. It's really the easiest way to create an offer. If you think about it, if you know the market and you know what they're struggling with, so much easier to create an offer to help them, that something that they're looking for, something that they actively want help with. Okay, that is how you create your easy yes offer. So once she got to know who her dream client was, once she'd established that, she created her transformational no-brainer offer. She gave it a clear outcome, okay, a big outcome. And basically your offer becomes the vehicle to move your prospects or clients from their point A, which is Stuck Island, okay, to their point B, which is that beautiful destination that they're trying to get to. All right. Your offer becomes the vehicle that moves them from the one point to the other point. Okay. The other thing with offers is people buy on emotion. They'll justify later with logic, but they buy based on emotion. So it's how you make them feel, how the offer makes them feel. And there's a couple of questions that they will normally ask before deciding to buy, such as, is this going to get me to my goal? Is it going to be fun? And is it going to be a shortcut? Is it going to save me time? Or is it going to take them just as long as if they were trying to do it on their own? The next thing is she built her audience every single day. Now, if you think about it, every single day is important because you can have the best offer in the world. You can have the best marketing strategy in the world, the best content in the world. But if you don't have an audience, then you've got no one to sell it to. All right. And the reason why I highlighted every single day is to get that consistency and getting new leads into your world every day. It's so easy to get busy, not add new people into your world today and think, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then what happens tomorrow? The same thing. You get busy, you forget to add people into your world, and then you're like, oh, I'll just do double tomorrow. And what happens tomorrow? The same thing again. And then you sit there and you wonder why you're not making sales because you don't have new, fresh leads coming into your audience every day. So it's really important to get that consistency in bringing new leads into your world every day. Okay. Also, because she knew her dream clients so well, she knew where she could find thousands of them. That is where Zoe went to focus her marketing efforts. All right. She didn't worry about all the platforms. She figured out where she could find thousands of her perfect clients, and that is where she focused her marketing. She built her audience there. She claimed her stake as authority in that particular platform. So we'll say it was LinkedIn, all right? And she went all in on LinkedIn, all in. One client, one offer, solving one problem on one platform, okay? She put all of her focus in there. Now, I don't like to have all my eggs in one basket, and I don't recommend that you do either for a long period of time. But there is huge power when you focus your efforts. Once you've got one up and running and rolling and you're getting some momentum, then by all means move on to another one. But you don't need to until you've mastered the one. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And when I say she was building her audience, if you're using LinkedIn, all you need to do is search for people who look like they could be a good fit for you and hit the connect button. Right? Just hit connect. Just add people as connections. On Facebook, look for people who could be potential clients, add them as friends. All right. That's all. Get out there and start networking as well. Okay. She stopped creating all the rubbish kind of content. She stopped posting for the sake of posting. She stopped talking about COVID and vaccines and posting pictures of rainbows and kitty cats. All right. What she did was she started sharing more and more belief shifting content. Okay. Inspirational stuff, vague, fluffy content doesn't bring you clients. All right. But when you start sharing belief shifting content, it's really powerful because what that does is it explains the connection between your offer and the outcome that your clients want. Okay. Pretty much it's if you struggle with XYZ, it could be because of what I fix. You know, it's that simple. And what you're doing is you're showing people that you understand what's going on in their world, you understand the problems that they're having, and you're showing them that there's a better way and there is a way out, and that you can potentially help them if they're open to it. Okay. When you combine the belief shifting content with making offers on a regular basis, you're going to get more clients. Okay. Thanks, Hitesh. She says, great tips. Focus and master one first, then move on to the next. Absolutely. So once Zoe mastered her belief shifting content, she then added a sales asset. Now, what do I mean by a sales asset? This workshop right now is one of my sales assets, okay? Pretty much it's somewhere where your audience can go to get to know you really, really quickly and to know what it is that you do, how you help your clients, okay? It can be a pop-up group. It can be a 3-day challenge. It can be a lead magnet where it's a PDF download. It can be an ebook, all right? But sales assets, pretty much in a nutshell, are where your audience can get to know you very, very well and quickly. Okay. She then focused very heavily on client fulfillment because it's so much easier to get a client to buy from you again than it is to bring a new client on board, right? So if you think about it, if you want to sell high ticket offers, you want to sell premium offers, that's going to require selling to premium people. And premium people enjoy a premium experience. Okay, so you've got to make working with you an amazing experience, something that they are enjoying, something that they talk to people about. And it doesn't have to involve a lot of hard work to make it a premium experience. So there's a few ideas that I can just share with you now. Send your clients a little birthday gift on their birthday, right? Send them a voucher. Okay. You can give them recognition. If they've done something really, really well, give them a shout out in your group. Okay. If when we're allowed to do it again, you can do retreats. You can do VIP days. If you have a group program, you can have a VIP section so that the VIPs get one-on-one access to you. Or something that I like to do as well is offer laser coaching. So basically, your clients have access to you on demand whenever they need it. And you might think, whoa, on demand, I'm not up for that. But all that means is when they have a question, they can send you a message and you'll answer them. Okay, they don't have to wait a week to be able to speak to you again. It's good for you because you actually spend less time on calls with your clients. And it's good for them because they can move to their end goal faster. Okay, they're not waiting for 5 days to speak to you to be able to move on. Let me know in the chat if this is making sense. And I'll wait for you to comment before I move on. Karen says complete sense. Leo, definitely. Sharon, yes. Gary, 100% yes. Mark, yes, yes, yes. Great stuff. So, Grace, I'm going to answer questions at the end. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Answering many questions. Great, great, great. All right. So I gave you a formula earlier, which was DC plus IO plus MM equals consistent clients. Can anyone hazard a guess as to what those stand for? DC, IO, MM. Hitesh said money matters. Not quite. Karen, dream clients, 100%. Hey, you got the dream client, right? Hitesh, irresistible offer? Yes. Okay. I won't leave you hanging any longer. Dream client, irresistible offer, your message to the market will give you consistent clients. Okay. Your message to market, what that means is it's the content that you put out. It's your belief shifting content. It's the way you speak to people. It's the way your profile is set up. It's the way your offer has been laid out. All of that is your messaging that you're putting out to your market, your dream clients. Okay. When you have every single one of these pieces right, you're going to get consistent clients. You're going to move into the 1%. Okay. All of this falls into place. You automatically stand out as the expert. Because if you think about it, you're solving one problem for one kind of person, and it's a big problem, right? You can charge high ticket. You've worked through your imposter syndrome and you've put your stake in the ground. You've claimed your expertise. Okay, you've got that confidence. Everything you talk about is going to be crystal clear, and you are going to believe in yourself that you are the expert. And people are going to see that you're the expert as well through the way you're talking, the way you communicate, the content that you put out there, the offers you make. Okay, the outcomes you deliver become clear. Your content and sales assets will pre-sell your offer because the prospects can then see who you are, what you do, who you serve, how you operate, the results that you can help them achieve. The beauty with this is you can then completely eliminate long sales calls because your content is doing all the heavy lifting for you. And it's funny, the last week or so, I keep seeing an advert on Facebook where it goes something along the lines of, if your calendar is not full of sales calls, then you don't have a business. And I'm like, the last thing on earth I want is a calendar full of sales calls, because what that means to me is my content is not working. Okay. You don't need to do hour-long discovery calls to book clients because it's going to be evident who you help and how you help them. Okay. All you need to do is maybe ask them a few questions to qualify them and make sure they're a good fit for you. And you can do what I do, and that is simply outline each part of your offer, exactly how it works, exactly why you do each step, and what the outcome of each step is. You can outline it on a Google Doc and you can send that to them. That's what I do. I've got a Google Doc that I send people when they're interested in working with me. And from there, they read it, they have time to digest it, and they can give me an answer the next day. There's none of this high pressure sales tactics. You don't need to get them on the phone, dig into their pain, rub salt in the wound and put pressure on them to make a buying decision right now. That might have worked in 2017. It doesn't work anymore. And quite honestly, I think the market has become more sophisticated, and people are more aspirational now. People know that they've got problems, all right? People know they've got problems that they want to have solved. They don't need you to dig into it. That makes sense. So what I want to see on my calendar, and it's funny, one of the coaches who I invited to join us today, he responded to say his diary is already too full. So my response to him was, full of paying clients, I hope. Because many people seem to think that when their diary is full, their calendar is full, that they're busy, that it feels like they're making progress. But again, if your calendar is just full of discovery calls, you're not making any progress at all. When I went into, got into the coaching world, the very first program that I went into to help me become a coach and to set up my offer and all that kind of thing was a 5-figure group coaching program. It was a lot of money. I went into serious debt to be able to afford that, right? And basically, they taught me to send cold DMs to people to try and convince them to get on a call with me. And I think I did about 30 sales calls in a row, hour and a half long. How many sales do you think I made? Let me know in the comments. How many sales do you think I made out of 30? Peter, you nailed it. I didn't close a single client because that way of holding sales calls didn't resonate. It didn't feel good. I felt horrible. I felt like a sleazy salesperson, right? Because I don't like digging into people's pain. And I didn't like getting on loads of calls with people. So it didn't feel good to me. And my point with all of this is you don't need to do that. And you don't need to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. There are loads of strategies, loads of strategies. I can't go through them all now with you. We'd be here all day. But it's about finding the strategy that's going to work for you. It's going to make you feel good and you're going to enjoy doing it. I mean, I'll give you an example. This workshop, I love running these workshops and helping people. And I'm hoping that you are finding massive value in this. This is what I love to do. Okay. It's like selling PPI claims and t-shirts. Yeah. All right. So once you have all of those things in place, your content is pre-selling your offer because the prospects can see what you can do and how you can help them. You're going to have people reaching out to you. You don't have to do cold outreach anymore. All right. And you can enroll interested prospects via a quick 15-minute call. Send them a Google Doc with the outline of your program. It's easier than setting up a landing page. All right. And you can just, or you can even just have a little chat with them via messages. I've done that as well. I've sent the Google Doc to people. They've had a couple questions. I've had a couple questions. We spend a few minutes messaging backwards and forwards and boom, they're a client. Okay, it can really be that simple and fun, really enjoyable. And you can, if you want to get on a call, you can get on a quick 15-minute call. It doesn't take a lot of time. The point is your diary is then more available for you to spend time actually doing the work, coaching and consulting with your clients, and then your diary is free for you to be able to spend the time with your family, with your kids, doing whatever it is you love to do, like mountain biking. Okay. That is all I have for you today, really. I'm going to answer some questions now, and then I'm going to also end off with, if you want to be the 1% and you want to be like Zoe and you feel like I might be able to help you, you can book a call with me. I'm going to drop a link in the comments. Book a call with me. Let's chat. I'm sure you can see by now there's no high pressure sales things here. Or if you want the details to my program, type clients in the chat and I'll send you the details. Okay. I saw there was a question just now from Grace. Let me go back to that quickly. Grace asked, with a no-brainer offer, the thing I battle with is we can't guarantee anything. So how does that work? Okay, Grace, this is going to require us to have a conversation so I have an understanding of what it is that you do and how you can help your clients. But if you can't guarantee something, then you need to work with a couple of people until you know what outcome you're going to help them achieve. Does that make sense? So what you can do is you can run a beta offer, low investment beta offer, so that they can help you refine what it is that you do, and then you can guarantee from there, or even just coach 1 or 2 people for free until they get an outcome. Okay. Any other questions? Christina, Viva, I see you are live with me in the group. Thank you for joining. Okay, everyone who's commented clients, I will take a note of that and I will reach out to all of you. Okay. If there's no questions, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to leave you hanging. But I hope you can see now it's completely possible for you to be in the 1%, right? You can see what you need to have in place now. It's probably just a matter of tweaking a few things, tweaking your offer, maybe honing down on who your perfect client is and what they need to be able to get the best results from working with you. And it's about coming up with an easy yes offer. So something that's going to be enjoyable and be the shortest path to the end goal that your clients want. And then it's about practicing the belief shifting stuff, showing people that you know what's going on in their world and how you can help them to change things to get to the end result. Corin, I appreciate that. Thank you, Anne. It was a great way to spend time this afternoon. Nuggets. Very helpful. You have a lot of work to do. Creeper, I will drop your message. We'll work something out. Peter, thank you. A lot of sensible stuff. Hey, you're welcome to hop off now if there's no questions. I'm just having a quick look. Gary Barth says hi to Harry. It's a pleasure, Gary. And thank you for joining us. Mark commented, everything is typically a time-based offer. That's what you want to move away from. Okay, you don't, like I said earlier, you don't want to trade time for money, but you actually want to offer a package solution. So it's a step-by-step process that's going to get your clients from Suck Island to Paradise Valley, right? I think I picked that phrase up from one of my coaches. But you need a process to get them from where they are to where they want to be in the shortest time possible. You cut out everything else. Okay, people don't need more tips and more education. They need solutions to their problems and shortcuts to their destinations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm shutting down now. Thank you so much to everyone who attended. I love doing this, and I'm going to reach out to everyone who commented clients. I will see you guys all again soon. Enjoy the rest of your week.